Well, hey folks, Real Honesty with Dermot Lund. These are my 15 favorite matches from New Japan's G1 Climax 28 tournament. And this was a really damn good tournament. Even with the Tongans interfering, even with a few underwhelming matches, you're going to get that in a tournament. You're going to get a few underwhelming matches. It's a 19-day tournament, including the finals on the last day. So that's going to happen. Not everybody's going to be able to give a 5-star classic every single goddamn day. But boy, this was really worth it. And I want to thank you guys for appreciating the reviews I did for every single day of the G1. And for all the New Japan reviews I've done so far this year. But yeah, the least I could do is review all this stuff since the talents were putting their lives on the line and sacrificing their bodies and all the great stuff they did and and just all the great crew that they had in New Japan. Since that company has been putting forth some great shit this year, the least I could do is wake up early, forego some sleep, go to work, and review this stuff because honestly, it's worth it. It is so exciting to watch wrestling in 2018, especially for New Japan, because they've done a lot of good shit. They haven't done everything perfectly. No company does. But the G1 in particular was a lot of fun. So, I'm going to spoil it for you. And by the way, apologies for my voice. Allergies. Doing my best to get through them. There's going to be a lot of Ishii, some Sabre Jr., some Sonata, some Ibushi. So I'm just warning you guys, there's going to be a lot of B block here. A lot of B block love. Nothing against the A block. But if I wanted to include every single match that I liked from this tournament, it would have been a top 30, and I would have had to have done it in about 3 parts. So, that out of the way. Tanahashi versus Okada is number 15 from the A block, night 17. This was to determine who would win the block. Would it be Tanahashi win the A block and naming it the Ace block, or would it be Okada? And I do encourage you guys also to check out every single one of these matches if you haven't, and I will put a playlist at the end of this review or this countdown, and you guys can check out, my reviews of every single one of those, but please check out all these matches first because they are absolutely worth it. Tanahashi versus Okada, they had some great matches in the past, even one as recently as this May, just a few months ago, where Tanahashi almost beat Okada for the IWGP title. But they obviously have great chemistry here. Tanahashi, pretty much his last hurrah and everything, was able to outlast Okada, but not beat him. It was a time limit draw. But that was good storytelling. Shout out to Mr. Rainmaker on YouTube, who pointed out that was a whole story they were telling, that, Tanahashi can no longer beat Okada. As great as he is, Okada just is that much, he can't beat him anymore. But he can't outlast him. And he managed to do that, the whole time limit draw thing. So Tanahashi wins the A block, becomes the Ace block, and goes on to the finals. And yes, the finals match does appear later in this countdown. Still good stuff from the A block. And then we go to number 14, Okada versus Suzuki. These guys have great matches. They had one in the rain recently. Go check out, New Japan's site to see that. It's really good shit. Really good stuff. Because Suzuki is just a freaking monster. And Okada is also great. And you can tell these guys do respect each other. And also, they wrestled in the fucking rain. But anyway, that wasn't this match. This was from night 13, and Okada continued his ascent after losing a couple the first 2 matches that he had. He kept going back up. Suzuki was just another stepping stone. Though Suzuki didn't make it easy, Okada did beat him, and it was good stuff. And then we go to number 13, Sonata versus Sabre Jr., B block on night 6, and I gotta say, this was actually better than their New Japan Cup match, which was still good, don't get me wrong. This is almost like Sonata getting his revenge on Sabre Jr. because, Sabre Jr. ran the whole thing and, just beat everybody, Tanahashi, Sabre Jr., Naito, and Ibushi to win the New Japan Cup. I believe he beat Ibushi. It kind of runs together a bit, so apologies if I got one of those wrong. But I know he ran the gauntlet and beat 4 guys. And then a lot of Sakura Genesis. But still, it was a really good match. Actually, on my favorite matches of the year list. Sonata versus Sabre Jr. was very fantastic, as you would expect. Some great wrestling. And Sonata being able to beat Sabre Jr. pretty much at his own game was really good stuff. I really did enjoy that. And hats off to both guys. Sabre Jr. really was a great performer in this. I believe it's his second or third I think it's his second G1. And he did some fantastic shit here. And then we go to number 12, Ishii versus Sabre Jr. on night 8 of the B block. And this one goes on here. I mean, it was a good match. Really hard shots, some good submissions. Great power from Ishii, and some just great work by Sabre Jr. The reason this is going on here, though, is Ishii tapped out. Sabre Jr. got Ishii to tap out, which doesn't happen very often. I think Kevin Kelly said it happened last year, or even the 2016 G1. But still, Ishii, as tough as he is, you really got to almost practically rip his arm off to make him tap out. And so that just, really, really pushed the narrative of Sabre Jr. just being a great submission master. As Taka Michinoku said, I have to get Taka Michinoku's shirt. I must find out where to get that shirt. The come on over here shirt with a little Funko Pop or whatever edition of Taka on the front. That is a great goddamn shirt. Again, I need that shirt. I need to go buy it. So anyway, Ishii and Sabre Jr. was very good, though, and the whole tap out of Ishii did set up Sabre Jr. nicely to have a good run in the tournament, even though he didn't win the whole damn thing. And then we go to number 11, Ibushi versus Sabre Jr. on night 2 of the B block, and this was just really good shit. This was good damn stuff. As you would expect with these guys. It seemed like almost in the beginning, it was like Sabre Jr., people were getting their revenge on Sabre Jr. for the whole New Japan Cup thing. Even though Sabre Jr. didn't cheat, I mean, I'm not saying he cheated, but that, they wanted to avenge the loss that they suffered. Respected people wanted to avenge the loss that they suffered to Sabre Jr. at that time. And Ibushi was able to. Really good action. Ibushi did shine. Ibushi was like co-MVP of this. Tomohiro Ishii was the MVP of this whole tournament, even though he didn't win it. He really was. Almost every performance that he gave, I mean, tag matches, it was what it was, but every single block match he was part of, he just gave it his all. They need to give that guy a run with the title. If they give him a run with the IWGP title, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't think they're going to. Never openweight title, though, if they want to. Oh yeah, and that match with Goto might make an appearance here. But Ishii needs to get a run with the title. Absolutely does out of this. So, Ibushi and Sabre Jr., though, good stuff as you would expect. And just fantastic action. Just really, it was. It was great stuff. And Ibushi really had the crowd on their feet. Sabre Jr., great heel. Number 10, Naito versus Omega. Also from night 2 of the B block. And that was great. That was great stuff. What were you going to expect with these guys? If Omega had won, he said he was going to choose Tetsuya Naito to face him at Wrestle Kingdom 13. That didn't end up happening. But it was damn good stuff. And of course, Omega managed to beat Naito. Omega actually won, I think, his first 6 matches, if I'm right. Yeah, his first 6 matches. Like, he pretty much almost ran the gauntlet. And then Ishii, Yano, of all people, and Ibushi happened. Back to this match. This was really good stuff, and you could tell that Naito was a little more focused. He's so focused. He did manage to almost pull out the victory. I actually thought at first Naito was going to win. And I'm like, okay, right there, you're going to set up a whole thing of Naito having a victory over Omega. It didn't happen, but it was still a really damn good match. And we kicked off, B block just fine. And we go to number 9, Sonata versus Omega from night 10 of the B block. And my goodness, this was a great match. Omega and Sonata, you would expect these two, especially with their different styles. Yes, Omega is a good high flyer and everything, and this kind of stuff, but Sonata is a great high flyer and also a great submission wrestler. And it was like, okay, can he go after the heel? Because Omega, they kept telling the story, the announcers did, that there was a crack in Omega's heel that he suffered, I believe, in the match with Cody. And just the great storytelling they did with that, and him, Sonata going for the skull end. Omega kept hitting, would always hit the one wing angel in a lot of these matches. He managed to, but it was just a really, really good match. Sonata, people say Sonata should have done better, and he did. He still delivered some great performances despite losing. I mean, it's not always in this. It is about the performance just as much as it is about the wins and losses, at least in Japan. And that was a great thing about it. There was no one bad way to go about it. If Sonata beat Omega, I wouldn't have been opposed to it, but Omega beat Sonata, and it was really good stuff. And then we have number 8, Naito versus Ibushi, B block, night 14. This one was I didn't even realize what they were doing until after this match, that Ibushi had quietly beaten Sabre Jr., beaten Naito, and he managed to beat Omega later, and that suddenly he had victories over every single guy, so, every single one of the top guys there in the B block. So if there was a tiebreaker, Ibushi would win it. Ibushi would win the B block, wouldn't win the tournament. He hasn't signed a full-time contract with New Japan, apparently, because I don't think he ever wants to sign contracts. I'm not sure what the deal with that is. Maybe somebody can explain that. Explain in the comments why Ibushi doesn't want to sign a contract, at least with, New Japan. Is it that he wants to be a freelancer? I have no idea. Yeah, again, explain in the comments. But Ibushi and Naito, this was just really fantastic stuff. You could tell they have a history of, like, being friends and everything, and being really, really close friends, and they know each other and really do respect each other. The whole LIJ fist, that kind of stuff. The fist bump thing, I really probably should have clarified that a little better for those who don't watch that much New Japan, and they wonder what the hell the LIJ fist is. Don't go in the dark web and Google that. But Naito and Ibushi just cut a great pace here. It was really good storytelling. Ibushi managed to get the victory. And it was looking like Naito wasn't going to, win the B block. I mean, he didn't, but it was looking like he wasn't going to win the B block, which was a little bit disappointing. But I got why they did what they did here, and it was good storytelling. And Ibushi beat Naito, and it was very well done. Now we move on to number 7, Sonata versus Ibushi, B block, night 8. This was also good stuff. Anytime you get like two guys that are absolutely insane. I mean, Sonata's a little more controlled. Ibushi, absolutely insane. Batshit insane. It doesn't matter whether he's going to jump high off. He's going to jump off of something high. He even did in that match with Tama Tonga where he looked up at the balcony. He's like, oh, yes. And he ran through the door up the stairs and did that and then did a dive. He's insane. Ibushi is a delight. He's also insane. I'm so happy he has not broken his neck. At least recently. I think he actually had broken his neck at one point. Correct me if I'm wrong. Earlier in his career, I mean. But Sonata and Ibushi cutting this great pace and everything, there were no flaws in this. Just two really, really great wrestlers and some just great action. And now we get into the real meat and potatoes of this whole countdown, because now we're in the top 6 where there is just some damn good stuff. And from the final night of the B block action, Tomohiro Ishii versus Sonata. I wasn't sure about this because this was the third match from the top. And I'm like, okay, these two really have nothing to play for other than pride. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but neither one of them was going to win the B block. Okay. And they just cut such a fucking great pace. Skull end attempts, big chops, big moves. Ishii still shining. Sonata being just, smooth as silk with the dives and everything, and just the moonsaults, and telling the story of like hurting his knee when he did the moonsault. And Ishii beating Sonata with the delayed vertical brainbuster, or vertical delayed brainbuster, however they say it. It was just really good stuff, and Ishii closed out his B block action with a victory and another great performance. I mean, again, MVP. He cemented himself as the MVP of this tournament. It just was really, really damn good stuff. And then number 5, Kota Ibushi versus Kenny Omega. Final night of B block action. Oh my God, who's going to win? Who's going to win? Ibushi. Because Ibushi is the only man to kick out the one-wing angel. And people say Okada did a rope break. Different than kicking out. Because he was close to the ropes. Because when he wasn't close to the ropes, he lost at Dominion. Remember that. That was good stuff. That was a damn good match. With Ibushi and Omega, they didn't want to have another match. Like, Omega was worried, Ibushi was worried. You can see the pain on both their faces, especially Ibushi. He didn't want to fight his best friend. His soulmate, so to speak. Weird fanfic portion here. It was really well done. Good pace. Ibushi, Omega dominated first. Ibushi then came back. And after, I believe, 2 Kamigoes, one, and then, a little later, another one, he managed to pin Omega. And they just had this, like, embrace at the end where they're just like, they're just like, one, they're exhausted. I mean, as fuck. It was probably about 1,000 degrees in that building. But also the pace they cut, they were just tired. You had the Bucks there. And you had some really, really enjoyable moments there. And Ibushi managed to get the victory, so he was going to win the B block. And that was a bit shocking, but it was also good storytelling. And number 4, Goto versus Tomohiro Ishii from night 6 of the B block. And my goodness, this match, the fucking hits, the headbutts, the friggin' hard moves, the moves off the top, the chops, just everything. This was absolutely fantastic. This could have been for the Never Openweight title, and you wouldn't have complained. Maybe somebody should have told him it wasn't for the title, because they seemed to be reacting like it was. I mean, my goodness, Goto fighting like his life depended on it. Same with Tomohiro Ishii. It was just really, really fucking good stuff. It really was. This is one I recommend you guys go back and watch. Absolutely fantastic work. And Tomohiro Ishii versus Kota Ibushi on night 10. The throat chops in this made my fucking neck hurt. I would say it made Ishii's neck hurt. Ishii doesn't really have a neck. Or if he did, he doesn't have much of a neck after this. And also one thing I want to say about a lot of the Ibushi matches and a lot of the Ishii matches. A lot of people getting dropped on their goddamn necks here. I mean, my God. So many neck bumps. So many goddamn neck bumps. All the goddamn neck bumps. Actually, Naito versus Ibushi featured some scary neck bumps. We don't need another LIJ member with a bad neck. Hiromu's already like that, and hopefully Hiromu's recovering, and he'll be out, obviously, through Wrestle Kingdom, and probably sometime in the May of next year, but hopefully he's going to be back 100% very soon. But anyway, Ishii and Ibushi, it was just, I mean, just damn good. I mean, it just was, and this is like right in the middle of the tournament, like night 10, since it got like 19 days for a tournament, so just over halfway, but we're halfway there. Whoa, Ishii, say a prayer. Apologies for my voice again, but my God, this was just absolutely fucking wonderful. Ishii and Ibushi just doing some great shit, and it just, I really can't describe it any better. You guys just gotta go back and watch it. Just so many of the hard shots, just ouch. And then, number 2, but not number 1, Tanahashi versus Ibushi in the finals. Winner of the Ace block, winner of the Ibushi block. And my God, great stuff. Great stuff as you would expect. I actually thought, honest to God, Ibushi was going to win. Even though he hadn't signed a full-time contract, I was like, hey, maybe they're going to tell the story with Omega and Ibushi. But I got why they had Tanahashi win. Maybe his last chance at glory. Last chance at the main event. Because maybe he knows that his time in the spotlight is almost done. Even though he's beloved. Don't get me wrong, I love Tanahashi. I'm not saying I don't want him to wrestle another 10 goddamn years. I don't think he will, but he is one of the greatest of all time. He's one of the greatest Japanese superstars ever. He has to be up there. He has to be. I mean, we could list those till the cows come home, and it would actually, I think I'd be doing a disservice to Japanese wrestling if I tried to list the best Japanese wrestlers. I could list my favorites. In fact, I might do that at some point, but listing the best, somebody else that studied Japanese wrestling for a lot longer than me would have to do that list. And if you know somebody that's done that list, please leave the link in the comments. But Tanahashi and Ibushi did so goddamn well here, and Tanahashi finally gained the victory. 3 high fly flows in a row. And 1, 2, 3, but Ibushi just did some great work. You could tell these guys respect each other. It was such great stuff. It really, honest to God, was. But it was just fan-fucking-tastic. Tanahashi wins, but that's not number 1. That match goes to Tomohiro Ishii versus Kenny Omega. My God, Tomohiro Ishii hanging the first loss on Omega in the G1 was absolutely fucking fantastic. This match was great. Omega almost gained the victory. Just the V-triggers, the hard hits to the head and the neck, and just the fucking fantastic work that these guys did. The reason this match is number 1, though, is because Ishii won. And I think it was on the last night, the night of the finals, there was a tag match, and Ishii had faced off with Omega afterwards and said he wanted the title shot because he had beaten Omega. So therefore, he had the right to earn the title shot. And honest to God, it was worth it. This match made it worth it. And Ishii getting a shot at Omega, Ishii will not win it. I'd be very shocked if he did. But he earned it. Through all this hard work, he fucking earned it. So that's really it. Tomohiro Ishii is the MVP of G1 of the G1 Climax 28 tournament. And there were plenty of other great performances in there. Hangman Page did well. Minoru Suzuki, Yoshihashi, Makabe did pretty well. There were a lot of people that did a lot of good shit here. But anyway, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. I want to know what your guys' favorite matches were. What were some of your least favorite matches? You can leave those in the comments also. I'm not going to do that list because time constraints, and also, it wasn't really much of a list. It was just going to be me talking about Tama Tonga and Bad Luck Fale matches. And that would sound like I'm shitting on them, and I'm not. Shitting on the booking. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought. What do you guys think of the tournament? You guys think it was a great tournament? You guys think it was an okay tournament? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe also. It's been Real Honesty with Joe Ritlin, and I will see you soon.